Good morning, friends. Quick walk and talk episode for today. I want to talk about something. My oldest baseball season just ended last night. First round of the playoffs. They got eliminated. They rallied the last inning, ended up losing by 1. But it brought up the topic because I'll be honest, I'm a competitor. I've always been a competitor. I played competitive sports my entire life through college. Now I'm just a fitness nerd slash writer slash trainer. But I want to see people win. If I'm coaching a team, I want to win. I want my kids to win. I want to know what it feels like to win. But I also want them to feel what it's like to lose, because I think that's super important, that they get to taste both. So this year, I was an assistant coach. There's another gentleman who volunteered to be a head coach. So if I'm not the head coach, I'm not going to challenge whoever took on that responsibility and tell them that they're doing something wrong. Or, maybe I'll hint at like, hey, why don't we do this? Or, hey, why don't we try that? But it just wasn't getting through to this guy. He wanted to do his thing. He felt like what he was doing was right. So I let him roll with it. Now, granted, the other assistant coach that I was with as well, he didn't win a single game last season. So he got put on this team. My son got put on this team. And we didn't win a single game again this year. I'm going to partially blame that on the organization. There are 2 teams that are absolutely stacked full of travel kids who play on the travel team. Just studs of athletes. They're like 10 years old, which is awesome. Good for them. But if parents are paying for kids to play in, a recreational league for the school, but not like a school team. It's not like a junior high or high school or whatever. Obviously, they're only 10. But look, if I'm paying, I want the teams to at least be somewhat split up. If you have 2 teams that just demolish everyone, that's not fair to the other teams. But where am I going with this? So I said I partially blame the organization for allowing 2 teams to be totally stacked. But I want to bring up the topic of kids' athletics and when do you actually put kids in positions that they need to be playing at based on their skill level versus everyone gets an opportunity to play all the different positions. Here's my take. These kids are 10. This is they call it AAA baseball league. Prior to that, you have coach pitch. Prior to that, you have T-ball. Obviously, T-ball and coach pitch, they're little kids, right? They don't really understand the game. They don't understand positions. They're just kind of feeling it out, right? So that's cool. Put them in different positions. Let them get a taste of first and second and short and third, the outfield. Let them get behind the plate and catch. Let them stand on the pitcher's mound, even though, you really don't kid pitch, until you get up to AAA. But this season was just I'm trying not to swear. YouTube doesn't like that too much. It was just a bad season. We put people in positions. I shouldn't say we. I had zero role in the lineup. So the head coach put kids in positions that, quite frankly, they shouldn't be at. Now look, his whole mentality was, I just want the kids to have fun. I totally get that. I'm on board. I'm all in. But if you don't win a single game, explain to me how that's fun. I don't care who you are, unless you're some kid who's just there for the social experience. Kids are competitive, man. They want to win. Look, our kids were constantly asking, what's the score? What's the score? What's the score? And it's defeating to have to say, yeah, we're down by a few runs. We got to get the bats going. And I mean, look, the bats weren't the problem necessarily for us. It was the fielding, because we put people in positions that they had no reason to be in. For instance, we had kids playing first base who can't catch the ball. Please explain to me how you expect to get very many outs when you're throwing to a kid on first base who can't catch the ball. So that was super frustrating. Then we would have people pitching who can't throw the ball. I mean, it would two-hop just to get to the plate with some of these pitchers, right? Now, mind you, these are 10-year-olds in a AAA baseball league. Now, going back to the two stack teams, these kids were throwing heat. I mean, granted, they got a little wild, a little out of control with some of the pitches. But I mean, A, they're getting it to the plate. B, they're throwing good strikes. C, the strikes that they are throwing, pretty impressive for 10-year-olds. So, my whole thing is, if you're 10, you're in a AAA baseball league, bro, we got to play to win, right? Put kids in positions where they're comfortable. Because look, it's not fun for us as a coach. Well, maybe it is for the head coach because he put the kids in that position, but even he was complaining when plays didn't exactly go in our favor. I know I was definitely complaining, but, you know, it takes a toll on them too. Like, if you have a kid who can't catch the ball, you put him on first and he drops every ball, and, you know, eventually it leads to 5 runs getting in. That kid comes back to the bench just totally defeated. Or you put a kid on the pitcher's mound who walks every single batter because he can't throw strikes, or let alone even get it to the plate. You walk in 5 runs. It's defeating. He comes back, man, I was terrible. Man, I sucked. I'm of the mindset, look, I want these kids to have fun. I want them to be put in a position where they're comfortable, where they can excel, find success. Like, if you have a kid who's got a killer arm, I'll tell you what, I want him at third. Because there's not many kids who are going to throw a good throw to first base from third as a 10-year-old. Sure, they might lob it, but if this dude's got a cannon and he's firing to first, man, I want him at third. Also, you want somebody who's a heads-up baseball player. Somebody's on first and they're stealing. I want somebody at short who can cover second base to get the throw down and get him out. We had kids there who didn't understand the fundamentals of baseball at 10 years old on a AAA baseball team. Kid stealing, and he stands there at short and does not move, like he's frozen. I want to play to win. I think, and I would love your opinion, so if you have an opinion, put it down in the comments. I feel at 10 years old, it is fair to say that kids need to be put in positions that they belong. None of this participation trophy nonsense. None of this everybody gets a turn to pitch. Everybody gets a turn to play first base. No. Just stop. Listen. They need to understand that if they want to play a position, they need to work at it. I can wholeheartedly tell you that 90% of the kids that are on this baseball team are not working on their skills outside of practice. And it's defeating. You can see it. I shouldn't say nobody. There are a few kids who got better during this season. You know why? Because they worked at the skills and fundamentals outside of practice. There was a kid who, when he showed up the first day, he looked like he had never played baseball in his life. It was terrible. Couldn't hit, couldn't throw, couldn't catch. By the end of the season, he was one of the better players. I could count on him to get up in the box, swing the bat, and hopefully get a hit. I can count on him to field the ball and make the play to the correct base. He put in the time, he put in the effort, and it showed. Other kids, sadly not so much. Seemed like a social thing for them, which again, hey, that's cool. But if I'm the coach, you're gonna go into a position that I feel you are prepared for and that suits your abilities. I'm not gonna put a kid on first who can't catch. I'm not going to put a kid at pitcher who can't throw. I'm not gonna put a kid at third who can't throw. Guess what? If somebody can't throw, I'm going to put them at second. Why? Because it's the closest base to first. They don't have to cover second on a steal. But it comes down to coaching. You can either coach a team and play to win, or you can coach a team and just play to have fun. And anyone who has played sports and had a losing season where they didn't win a single game, yeah, how much fun did you have? Probably not that much. So, with that being said, I want to know your thoughts and feedback. At what age do you start putting kids in positions that they need to be and throw the whole so-called fairness out of the equation? Are you someone who says, hey, at 10 years old, if you can catch the ball, guess what, man, I'm going to put you at first base for most of the game. Sure, we'll rotate somebody else in who can catch the ball, but when do you say enough is enough? You stop doing this whole fairness, everybody gets a turn, dare I say, participation trophy nonsense, because, look, I mean, that's, to an extent, that's what T-ball and coach pitch and all that stuff is. Everybody needs to have fun. Everybody needs to rotate, because you want the kids to enjoy the game that they're playing, right? You don't want them to hate the sport that they're involved in. But let me know down in the comments, at what age do you think coaches need to start playing to win and not just playing to put kids in positions? But I said this was going to be a quick walk and talk, and I kind of went on a rant, but I'm going to finish walking up this gigantic hill, finish my cardio, head to the office, and get some work done. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day or evening, depending on what time you're watching this. And I hope to see you guys in another episode.